Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday to show you a fun new project. So, I have been a single lady all day today. My husband and brother-in-law went to Holbrook to, I don't know, work on some property up there. So, I thought to myself, what could I do that I don't usually do when my husband and brother-in-law are home? So I was like, I could take a nap, but I could really take a nap anytime. I thought I could take a bubble bath, but I could really take a bubble bath anytime as well. So I thought, I don't ever get to order Jimmy John's. So I ordered Jimmy John's for lunch, and then I went in to feed the dogs, and I was like, I should probably have some dinner. There was a cupcake on the counter, so I ate a cupcake for dinner. So if anybody wants to hang out with a wild child that is single for the day, please go ahead and hook me up because I am quite crazy when I am at home alone, ordering Jimmy John's and eating a cupcake for dinner. That was my gist of the day. Hopefully you guys had a good day. Hello, Valerie, Susan, Stephanie, Darlene. Hello. So for some reason, it is not showing that there it is. It's now showing that we're live. I kept checking and it wasn't popping up, but I did hear my phone and you guys are all logging on so I can hear you or I can see you. So today's project is going to be focused on punches. So not the punches that you get in a fight with, but the cool little handy dandy Stampin' Up! Punches that we have. Most times when we use a punch, it's to punch out a sentiment, but I am going to show you guys how to use it as the focal point of your card. So I am super excited to show you guys what I have created. Hello, Donna. Hello, Teresa. Oh, I miss you too. Hopefully next year we'll be able to hang out again. Okay, let me point you down. Oh, good evening, Linda. Let me point you down to go over a couple things. So before we get crafting, today is the last day to order the penguin set. So you make 2 of each of these penguin cards. And then, oh, there's another one in here. There it is. So you make 2 each of those, and then you can add on the class, and it's called the Well-Defined class. You can add this on as well. So today's the last day to order for these guys, and they are super fun and super cute. I will be starting to prep them tomorrow. So if anybody wants that, today is the last day. So let me bring in the catalog to show you. Here's the Well-Defined. This is the sentiment that comes with that set. And then let me flip my page. And here is the penguin place. So cute. If you haven't ordered this, you definitely want to get it. It is so much fun. Okay, so that's the class that today's the last day to register. And then the stamp set we're going to be using tonight, I'm actually going to be pulling in 2 of them. The majority of the cards we're going to do, actually we're going to try to get through 3. We're going to be using the Little Delights, this stamp set. And then one of the punches that I brought in is this guy to play with. And I thought this sentiment was perfect. Life is better with friends like you. So that, hopefully we have enough time. I want to use this sentiment with this punch. Okay, let me show you what we're going to be playing with. So here is the first card. So it looks like I just punched out the heart and put it up top, but actually I punched it through our cardstock and I put the sentiment on the inside. So it's kind of like a little peekaboo card. So there's one that we're going to be making. This is another one we're going to be making, and we're going to dress it up a little bit. I wanted to showcase just kind of Stamps, Ink, and Designer Series paper. But I thought we could add a little bit of ribbon up top to kind of dress it up. And this one says thank you, and you open it up. There we go. And I was playing with the little kitty cat. I do think this one needs a tiny bit of more help, a little bit more help, but I thought he was super cute. I put the little gems for the eyes, so when you open it up, it looks a little wonky, but it says trick or treat. And when you close it, the little eyeballs for the cat. So that is what we are going to be playing with. So let me bring in some of the things that we're going to be using. So I do have our punch and our cardstock. I am using on this one is a piece of basic black, and this measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it right in half at 4.25. And then I have 2 pieces of our basic white, and they are both the same, 4 by 5.25. Hello, Stephanie and Barbara. And then I have a piece of a designer series paper. This one is 1 3/4 by 5. And then I just trimmed out so I could punch out the deer with another piece of our dies. Okay, so let me bring in my card just so I don't lose focus. So I did forget to mention, I have a piece of scrap paper here as well. It doesn't matter the size, it doesn't matter the shape, doesn't matter the color. What I'm going to do first is I'm just going to come in and I'm going to punch out kind of like a little bit of a mask. I'm going to set that aside because we're going to use that again. So our first piece of our basic white is going to, oh man, there it is. I changed my Facebook Live table around and I moved the adhesive, but it was behind me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on either side of your basic white piece. I'm going to lay this down. And yes, this is the front of our card. We're going to attach everything and then punch. Just because I want to show you kind of how to do it. So our designer series paper I'm just going to lay it up there. And now I'm going to bring in the piece that we just punched. And I'm going to kind of just center it. If you do it willy-nilly, I didn't bring the card in that I messed up, but I didn't get it straight. And it's not super duper tragic if you don't get it straight, but it does help. So that's kind of where I want it. So I'm just going to grab a couple mini glue dots. You could use some of your snail adhesive as well. And I just want to tack it. Oh, I did get it. I just want to kind of tack it on here so I know it's going to be even. So that looks pretty good. Now we can take this off. We already attached the basic white piece. I don't even think you can see the white on white. So now I'm going to slide my punch in and come up here, and that's going to give me as my guide, and then you're going to punch. You got to put a little bit of muscle into it. There we go. Because you are going through 2 pieces of cardstock. And this piece, you can just pitch. We're not going to use it. But that is how you're going to get your punch through the front of your card. So I did say we were going to kind of spice this up a little bit. So I'm going to grab some of our black sequence ribbon. And I want to attach this to the front of our designer series paper. So I'm just going to grab a mini glue dot. I'm going to wrap this around. And then grab my scissors. Trim that off. And you could definitely go all the way around your designer series paper with the ribbon, but you're not going to see the back side of it. So I try not to waste the ribbon. I mean, not that it's really wasting. So I'm just going to try to line this up to make sure it's even. And now we can attach this. And I am going to tie a bow and put it on the front. So just put some adhesive on the back. And now we're going to come in and line this up. There we go. Perfection. Let's tie a little bow. So what I do is I make 2 little loops. And then I cross them, make 2 bunny ears, cross them, and then feed that guy through. And that's how I make my bows. I think everybody makes their bows like this now. It used to be at a retreat or card class, people would come in and be like, can you make me 5 bows? And now, I haven't had that happen in quite a while because I think everybody knows how to make their bows now. So I'm going to grab a mini glue dot. I'm going to put this right in the center. There we go. So now we can go ahead and fold our cardstock. Give it a good crease. Oh, there it is. Oh, did you guys like my Facebook post that you can definitely use your bone folder for a screwdriver? Just don't be lazy like I was and use it a little too much because I broke the tip of my bone folder. Like a goofball, I broke it. Okay, so now I'm just going to put some adhesive on the piece that's going to go on the inside. lay this down. And now this is where the magic happens. So now you're going to stamp through your little hole. So I brought in some mementos and I have the thank you. And photopolymer photopolymer is probably the easiest to do this, and hopefully I can do this sitting down. So you're just going to stamp once in the center. Oh, I don't think that's too shabby. You're going to come down here and stamp it closer to the bottom. Oh, one left. Let's see if I can get it straight. There we go. That's actually not too bad for sitting down. I probably should have stood up, but that actually works pretty good. So now let's bring in the new deer punch. And all of the designer series paper that I'm using is from the celebration. So I'm literally sliding this in and it's going to punch out perfectly, as long as you're not shaking while you're doing it. There we go. And I bet, oh nope, my dimensionals are back here too. I haven't quite figured out if I like my Facebook Live table yet. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to. I just need to have everything at my fingertips and not behind me. So I'm just going to come in and put a couple dimensionals on here. And I'm just going to put him off to the side. There we go. I actually think adding the ribbon really stepped up the card a lot. I mean, I think it's super cute without the ribbon as well, but I definitely like it with the ribbon. Hopefully you guys like that too. Oh, you finally have the bow making down, Darlene? Yes, it does take time. I won't lie. Okay, so let's move on to our next card. So this one I'm using Misty Moonlight. I'm finally remembering the name of that ink. For the longest time, it took me forever. So I do have a piece of scrap Misty Moonlight, and I brought in my heart punches. So this design can only work if you have two punches that are similar in shape and size. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut one out, and I'm actually going to save this, and then I'm going to come in with this scalloped heart, and I'm going to go right over it, and it's going to give me this little tiny piece, and that is what I'm going to use to do the circle on the outside. Oh, I just love these cards. I think they turned out so stinking cute. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue this down. So this is the front of the card that we're working with first. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. Oh, let me scooch it up a little bit. Sorry. So we're going to adhere that. And then I have my heart that I punched out. So I'm going to grab my mini glue dots. And I'm just going to put a couple mini glue dots on here so I can position it where I want it. Let me grab, oh no, did I forget the designer series paper for the front of it? I think I did. Oh, I hate it when I think I have everything in here and then I don't. Okay, so we are just going to pretend that I have the designer series paper. So I'm just going to come in and set my heart down. At least you guys will get the gist of it. I cannot believe I forgot that. So I'm going to slide my punch in, and now I know exactly where I want to punch it. And you definitely want some muscle because you are going through 2 sheets of your designer series paper, or from your cardstock. So now I have this little piece, the little overlay. So I'm gently going to put some adhesive on here. And you either love or hate the Tombow. I love it, but others hate it. You just have to have a super gentle touch. So I'm going to lay this down. And it gives you enough wiggle room, so if you need to move it, you totally can. There we go. So now we can fold. Give this a good crease. And then we're going to attach the inside. This is when I need to have somebody doing my Facebook Lives with me so they can run into the craft room and grab anything that I have forgotten. I'm so sad that I left that in there. Okay, but at least everybody gets the idea. So now I'm going to do the birthday wishes. I'm going to ink this up. And you could lift this up and stamp it, but you have to remember it may not be right in the heart or the shape that you're doing. So I like to just come in and stamp right through my image. There we go. And let me grab, I did bring the little birthday hats. So I'm just going to come in and stamp one in the center. And I'm going to come in and stamp one off to the side. And then another one over here. And we are totally going to pretend that it has our beautiful white shimmer ribbon across the top of it with a gorgeous bow on this one. I'll definitely post pictures after once it all gets finished. But that is the gist of making these super duper cute cards. Okay, we totally have time to do the next one because I couldn't finish that one. So let me get some of this out of the way and let me bring in the Life is Better with Friends Like You. This one I didn't forget anything. And I'm using all of the designer series paper that's free during celebration. We still have another month to go. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the front. There we go. I am going to just gently lay this on here. And then I want to bring in my punch. And again, I'm going to just take a scrap piece, punch it out, just so I know, maybe for the Facebook Live, I should have used a colored so it was easier to see. But you live and learn. I wasn't expecting that the white wouldn't show up. So I'm just going to put a couple mini glue dots on the back. And this one is actually going to go the opposite direction because my sentiment is longer and not wider. So it's actually going to go this way. So I'm literally just going to line these up and make sure it's right. And I want my sentiment kind of in the center. So I think that looks pretty good. So take that off, grab your punch, and it fit right in there. It was perfect. Give it a good punch, and now we can start assembling. So you could actually even use this side of it because it has all the little fox friends on it, little snowy friends. So there we go. And then I'm going to bring in the Fresh Freesia ribbon because you have to have everything that matches. Let's wrap this around. Give it a bit of a haircut on this end. There we go. And now we can attach this. I glued everything down. You could definitely use dimensionals if you wanted to as well. But I just went ahead and glued everything down. So there we go. Let's tie a little bow since we're still working on the front portion of it. This one might be a little big. We're going to have to give him a haircut. There we go. Not too shabby. Trim off a little on the ends. And just remember to put your bow sideways as well. So our bow is going to go right there. And now we can fold and stamp the inside. The best way I found to make sure that your sentiment will fit inside of it is to take your stamp and lay it over the top of it. And if it fits, it'll work. Easy peasy, right? So I'm just going to glue our piece on the inside. And now we can close this to stamp. And remember how I said photopolymer was easier? Well, this is going to be the tell if this is going to work. And I did have to stand up because I don't think I can do this one sitting down. So life is better with friends like you. Oh, is anybody else as nervous as I am? That's actually not too shabby. I'm surprised that one works. Oh, look, I love it. And when you open it, it's on the inside. Oh, this one actually might be my favorite. I did bring a couple gems over, so let me bring in some of the diamonds. Oh, there's 3 left. That's perfect. We are going to use all 3 of them. Let's put one right at the bottom. Let's put one up at the top. And we can't just leave one left. Oops, and doesn't want to come up. And then it flips over. We'll get there. There we go. I love these. I'm actually glad I decided to do them. I was really hesitant on if it was going to be super cute or not, and I love it. So when you open it, you still have room to write your sentiment on that side, and it's like a little peekaboo card. Okay, so let me bring in all the ones that we did. So here is the fresh freesia. Here is our basic black and the real red and the little deer. And then the one that we couldn't finish, but it's still super cute, is this guy. So there you go. Literally, that was a super quick Facebook Live. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and all of the punches that we have, if you don't have any of the punches, definitely take a peek at them because they are super fun, and just by doing these extra little things, you can definitely step up your cards. Okay, let me sit back down because I changed everything around. There we go. So anyway, if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. The husband and brother-in-law aren't going to be back till about 10 tonight, so I will be out in the studio for a little bit longer. If you need anything, let me know. And don't forget, today's the last day to order the penguin class. Talk to you guys on Thursday. See ya. Bye-bye.